Hey y'all, Sounides here. We're back. Are we really back? We're back. Okay, we're hella back. Because you know what I'm playing today? You already saw the title. You already know what it is. This is Fate Hollow Ataraxia. Okay, let me get you started here, alright? This is the sequel. The sequel to Fate Stay Night. Okay? This is Fate Stay Night 2. Okay, if Peak 1 was good, Peak 2 is good too. Okay, I'm just saying. Just saying. We're playing this game. I just launched the game for the first time, so I have no idea, but it is different from what I remember when I played it first time in a very legal copy. So I'm so glad it's Fate Hollow Ataraxia is finally out for people to play legally and in English and in any language. Well, not any language, but like a certain amount of language, like Chinese and something else. I don't remember. Well, English, Japanese, Chinese, of course. But this is, to me, this is such a special series to me that I just had to make a video immediately. We were gonna do a 2-heart let's play, but that's got pushed back for this game. I'll just say this. So sorry who are following it every week, but this is this week. We'll be back next week, hopefully, for 2-heart. But for this game, it's all about this right now. So let's take a look together. Let's see, anything in the gallery. So I'm gonna play about an hour for this game, and then we see some of the specials already. God damn, it's gonna be a lot more. So you see in the movies, you get the musics. Yep. I'm just gonna go through the game for about an hour, and then if you like it, then links in description down below. And that's pretty much it. I don't know what to tell y'all. Here, I'm gonna do a little thumbnail moment. Let's see if I can get a thumbnail moment going right now. Ooh, way too big. There we go, there's your thumbnail moment. Something like that. I don't make thumbnails like this anymore because I feel ridiculous doing them. But I mean, whatever works, I guess. Okay, I'll do a screenshot about that later. But let's minimize ourselves and put ourselves into the corner again. Hope everyone's having a great day. And if you're a Type Mood fan, this is also an amazing day for you too. So I hope to share this special day with you. And let's go ahead and take a look. Nope, I don't want to go to the entrance. Let's just start the game. Let's get to it. Now, I don't want to spoil anything. If you haven't watched or read Fate Stay Night 1, like, so 1, I said Fate Night 2. Got myself mixed up. If you haven't played Fate Stay Night 1, or can't say it, I said it again. If you haven't played Fate Stay Night, this is going to be a lot of spoilers for you. So I recommend you turn off immediately and go watch and go watch or go play Fate Stay Night, the original, the first visual novel. I'll put a link for that description down below. Actually, no, you can just look at the Hollow Ataraxia. There's actually a deal going on with a bundle with both of them. They get 10% off. If you have Fate Stay Night Remastered already, you actually get another 10% off. So it's just another extra doobly-doo for you. But yeah, so just fair warning, do not watch this video. Well, you can. This is just a good reminder. Probably don't want to watch this video if you haven't played Fate Stay Night, the first visual novel. Just spoilers, probably. But maybe you won't get anything. You wouldn't know. So, I'm trying to go through a reading. I know in my other videos I don't really do a read. I just kind of skip over it and make jokes. But since I got nobody with me, just myself, we'll go ahead and give it a read. He said that the night scares him. Semina Apartments, Unit 1102, Kurikizaka, or Shinto. That was his apartment. His name was, yes, let's call him Mr. A. Mr. A, a college student who just turned 20, moved in during early spring. It was the first time he'd ever moved homes, as well as his first time living alone in a brand new city. While the introvert Mr. A had misgivings about his new life, he was slowly adjusting to the life in Fuyuki. me see if I can move my guy further to the right. There we go. I don't wanna block it. He was all comfortable being alone, though it didn't concern him that he had few friends or that there were strangers around him. He preferred that, in fact. Mr. A tended to hole up in his room, was rather fond of his new lifestyle, where no friends or family would bother him. He was satisfied with his life, except for two things: the long corridor to his front door, and the other indiscretion of the family that moved in next door 1 month ago. He had these dissatisfactions, no, worries, since he moved in. The apartment his parents found him was practically the size of a single-family home. A yen a month unit with a living, kitchen, dining, and dining areas. Hope the sound is good, actually, you guys. I'm looking at OBS right now. It's like -25, so I think it should be fine. It was certainly spacious enough. While Mr. A liked solitude, he had expensive tastes and wouldn't have been happy with modest accommodations. The bigger, the better. This was his fortress against the outside world. A fortress needs to be big and strong. It can't be too easy to reach, and it isn't comfortable unless it's deep. Got like that TV in the back, and it just reminds me of the good era. I like how this is still 4x3. Like we can't redraw this. This is a picture. Right. Mr. A didn't necessarily want to be alone. He had strangers next to him. He was unconsciously afraid of someone invading his safe space. That was another reason he chose Sounides apartments. The distance from the front door to his living room. He cared about the distance someone had to cover from his front door to the furthest reaches within, to the corridor you had to cross to leave the apartment. It was 4 meters from the living room to the apartment's entrance, with no closets or bathroom in the way. Unusually long floor plan for an apartment, but Mr. A liked it. The ideal space and approach. The corridor was a vague boundary that made it hard to tell inside from outside, with a distant entrance. It was long enough to make one wonder if it was really an entranceway. But ever since he started living there, something bothered him about it. At first, he wasn't sure what the problem was, as the length was definitely to his liking, but he finally understood after several months. It's very simple. The long corridor wasn't lit. Though, through some design flaws, there simply wasn't space for a light. Other units had lit entranceways, but 1102 did not. He thought it was silly, not the builders who forgot to install a light, but himself for not noticing it for months. Looking back, he'd gone off on the wrong foot assuming he failed to realize it. In the fall, new tenants moved in next door. It was a happy family you could find anywhere. A young couple with a daughter about 3 years old. They casually introduced themselves when they moved in. All Mr. A knew about this family was that their surname was, and their daughter name was. Sounides Apartments was an L-shaped building with 2 units per floor. The entrance was in the middle of the L, and the perpendicular arms each contained 1 unit. The elevator and emergency exit were at the entrance. Mr. A would occasionally run into the couple, and he would sometimes get as well. She said that every time they met. The elevator button was a little bit high for the girl. She could reach it if she stretched her arm up. For some reason, she never tried to raise her hand above her shoulders. That was peculiar. Definitely peculiar. Well, he found it a little strange for a 3-year-old girl to go outside by herself, and he did what she asked. Sometimes he saw her on the first floor too. He would be squatting in front of the elevator when he found her, either leaving or coming home. She would look up at him and have their usual exchange. And after several such encounters, Mr. A learned the girl's name. Of course, he didn't remember her name because he was interested in other people. He was always wearing a red hoodie, so he called her Little Red Riding Hood. Again, Mr. A was an introverted young man. He didn't care about the outside world as long as it didn't threaten his lifestyle. For example, he could hear arguing to the walls, a little girl crying about twice a day, a woman yelling so loud you couldn't even really call it a screaming. The fact that the girl couldn't fully rotate her arm because of an untreated fracture, her father firmly telling her to wear the red hood to hide the bruises on her face. It was none of his business. Let it not be said that he heard all this just from a meter from the front door. Anyway, Mr. A's entranceway was very low. The shrieks were quite a ways away. He drowned them out with the TV. Otherwise, he couldn't do much about it. One night, however, things got noticeably worse. A shout that could have shattered glass, crying like sirens, a door violently being wrenched open loud enough to reverberate from the 11th floor entrance, thudding noises that could be heard in Mr. Ray's apartment. It was 2 a.m. He was trying to enjoy a late night program in peace that night, but he suddenly got irritated. He got up, wishing people would have some common sense. Then, he immediately sat back down. It would probably blow over soon enough. The domestic environment next door was none of Mr. A's business. He tried not to think about it. It wouldn't be good to leave and get himself involved. He believed in personal responsibility. People should solve their own problems, Mr. Ray thought, as he lifted the remote control and increased the TV's volume up by 5. By the time he turned off the TV and went to sleep later that night, it was quiet again. Mr. Ray learned the next day the entire household next door had died in a murder-suicide. He was questioned by the police for the first time in his life. Last night, the wife murdered his husband with a blunt weapon after a verbal altercation. She wanted to kill their daughter with an edged weapon and then took her own life. Mr. Ray told the police that he was asleep and didn't know what happened. As the police officer politely thanked him and was about to leave, Mr. Ray asked a question.
一人娘はどうなったのでしょう?
The officer's eyebrows slightly quirked up and answered.
凶器には血液反応が残っていますから、刺されたことに間違いはありません。結婚からして致命傷であったと考えられます。
But then, the young officer continued, in an uncomfortable whisper.
遺体がないんですよ、どこにも。部屋にも、逃げ出した後のエントランスにも。
The story was simple. After Little Red Riding Hood was attacked by her mother, she escaped to the 11th floor entrance. There were no other traces of her after that. The blood trail ended after the elevator.
なぜエレベーターを使わなかったんでしょうね。いえ、そもそもどうして隣室のあなたに助けを求めなかったのか。いくら錯乱していたからってチャイムを押すぐらいはできたでしょうに。
Mr. Ray didn't answer that the buttons would have been too high for it to reach in either case. The officer left, leaving Mr. Ray to his thoughts at the front door. He imagined the girl running from her mother in a panic past the floor exit to the front door, frantically pounding the door at 2 a.m. In the end, he never found the little girl's body. Days later, Mr. Ray noticed an odd noise at the same time every night. It was very soft, low enough that you had to strain to hear it. Whatever it was, he didn't think about it for a while. He was convinced it was the wind coming to his windows. The noise came every night. Knock. So small, it sounded like it would fade any second. It grated on him. As he realized it was coming from the front door and at the window, Mr. A walked down his long corridor to the front door. Who's there? He asked over the intercom. There was no answer. The sound was so quiet. Once Mr. Ray arrived at the front door, he checked the people. Through the round distorted field of view, you couldn't see anyone at the entrance. But there were some red spots on the beige floor. His eardrums were about to burst. There was no one at the entrance. The noise wouldn't stop. Mr. A's eyeball approached the people again. There couldn't be someone there, but he was the wrong angle to see them. The noise wouldn't stop. It was right below the people. Something just out of view. Something wearing red was stuck to the door. He ran back down the long corridor. Clock read 2 a.m. This had become a nightly visit. The sound came every night. Mr. Ray refused to open the door. The sound came tonight too. It was quiet enough to dismiss as his imagination. but it was also sharp and agonizing, like a knife in his brain. Day by day, Mr. A's mind was driven into a corner. All ended. He started to hear the sound at any time of the day. One night, he made up his mind. He would see who was at the door. He walked down the long corridor. A bit of light filtered through the frosted glass of the door. Crossing along on the corridor, he pushed the door open. There was nobody there. You couldn't hear the grating, skull-pounding knock. Of course, there was no way that would happen. There was never a noise or a Red Hood to begin with. His laugh was tinged with relief. His chilled body quickly regained its warmth. He was just hearing things. That incident must bother him a lot more than he realized. He started to feel guilty and deluded himself into feeling responsible. That wouldn't happen anymore. Everything was over now that he opened the door. Ew. He wiped the sweat from his forehead and closed the door. As he turned and locked, he looked up. In front of him, the long, dark corridor he liked so much. His pupils widened. In the middle of the corridor, there was something. A female-looking dead body, wearing a red hood, seemed to be pleading for something. She was sure, not knowing why, that he'd die if he listened. The dark lips opened, like a watermelon split by a knife. With bloody lips, Little Red Riding Hood asked,
"Oni-chan, botan."
YouTube subtitles.
Punch, 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 punch!
Ah, yes, I remember. It always opened up with the horror story. When I loaded up the game for the first time, let me tell you right now, I did not know that was gonna happen. I was like, am I playing the right game? Did I download a virus? But nope, that's just how this Fate Hollow Ataraxia just starts.
なんだよそれつまんねえよっていうかなんでそんなに演出家なんだ実際道筋デテール取りすぎ芝居うますぎあと話長すぎ
I'll let you know, if you played Fate Stay Night and you're wondering who this character is or any of the characters are, you might not remember the very beginning of the novel. These are the friends of, what is it? Tosaka, well, not Tosaka, Ren and Sakura, but they're like your classmates, basically.
そもそもなんだよその絵師そんなにやばい状態になったら引っ越せもう引っ越せよ
November 11th, shortly after noon, the Ryudo Temple training camp. Nakidera's strange voice pierces the autumn evening.
引っ越せってそれができたら苦労しないでしょ
He's so right for that.
あんただってあんな家出てってやるなんて言ってもう何年よ
I guess so, I guess so.
人間ね多少の不安より愛着を取るもんなの
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
みんながみんな幽霊一匹で住処を移してたら今頃この島はもぬけの殻になってるわ
The uninhabited.
眼蓄のある言葉だなるほど我々と階段は切っても切れぬ関係にある
Mm-hmm.
時に牧寺長廊下のお客師様は健在か
いいねっつーの我が家にそんな偉そうなやつはいないねあと夜中になったら雨降ってないのに廊下が水に濡れたりもしないね祖先が瀬戸内で海賊なんてやってもいないね
I don't get any of those references still.
そっか牧寺んとこも古い家だったっけ何廊下の話は鬼門だったうるさい廊下なんて怖くね最新のおしゃれなマンションに引っ越してでその鬼門ってなんだ新しいチャクラか
Kimon. To learn, boys.
チャクラを知っていてなぜ鬼門を知らん鬼門
It's
と
my
いうの
bro.
はよく
My
ない
bro right there.
強調を表す言葉だ
Me for
細かく
weeks.
言うのなら北東の方角つまり
Jima. Issei Rudo. Issei is the son of a temple head monk and the student council president at school. His job made him the chaperone of his club training camp and has been glancing this way.
おおさすが寺の息子ちゃんとしてけど今はお断り私が聞きたいのはもっとコスモな話なわけ
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
幽霊とかそういう話はお門違いだね らもっとさ、父さん家には江戸時代に隕石が落ちてたとか、冬木の地下には大空洞があるとか、そういう現実的な話をしろよ。
Those are not real. I don't like talking about.
いや、今のは十分に現実的な話だったと思う。
Very much realistic.
先ほどの実話だが、廊下で少女と出会ったという。
Ooh,
真犯人は A 氏で、廊下の壁に死体を隠蔽していた
maybe.
という話だろう。
These are true crime girls for real.
カネちゃん、それも階段とは趣旨が違うと思う。
現実的な話をしろって言われてもね。
What do you think this is
怪
supposed to
談
be?
話をなんだと思ってるのよ、牧寺は。
Ah, it feels so good playing this game.
とんでも話なら遠坂の
16 by 9, good resolution.
それはありません。牧寺さん好み
Oh,
の
she's here. I
とんでも
forgot.
話はし
I
ません。
forgot Tosaka's here. When Tosaka answers elegant, he tends to act this way during group outings such as these.
そりゃ失礼。じゃあマトは
Mm-hmm.
一年の誰かがマト首相はああ見えてすごく怖いとか言ってたけど、
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
私ですか？別に怖い話が好きなんじゃなくて、階段に強いだけなんですけど。
Let's get this C. There's a little bit of discrepancies because how Fate Stay Night ended, and you're like, what is happening? Wait, Mato's a captain? Sakura Mato?
ところで三つ先輩、そんなこと言ったのは誰でしょうか？
Ah,
そういうところが怖いの。続きなさい、さくら。
Rin rumors. Nobody else here knows that Rin Tosaka and Sakura Mato are siblings. Yeah, so this is a big spoiler. This is the big spoiler that everyone says don't get spoiled by. And they just say it out loud right now. Well, this is the second version anyway, so I told you. You should have played Fate Stay Night. And if you haven't, you got to this point, it's your fault. Only you can blame yourself.
和むのはいいが、まだ始まったばかりだろ。続けるのか続けないのか。俺としてはこれ以上牧寺が騒ぐのなら、会を中止させなくてはならない。
Say it, my boy. Issei Rudo. Say it, brother.
そうよね。眠ってるお坊さんたちにいい迷惑だし、
Mm-hmm.
牧寺がもう叫ばないっていうなら続けましょう。騒いでないじゃん。三つ釣りの話がつまんないからダメ出ししただけじゃんかよ。
That's crazy.
問題はそのダメ出しが次にもあるかということでしょうね。牧寺さんに我慢しろというのは呼吸をするなということと同義だから。
I mean, sometimes when you gotta yell, you gotta yell. That's how it gotta be.
牧寺さん、呼吸止められる？
止められる。私、陸上の次に水泳得意だし。
I guess that makes sense.
だそうですので、このまま続けましょう。次は三枝さんかな。あ、はい。あ、けど私階段ってしたことなくて、その。
Oh yeah, I hope I didn't block any text. I haven't been checking, so. And if I have, you can buy the game and see the non-watermark VTuber full experience, buddy. I think there is some limits on how you can stream or record the game. I think you can do everything, but there are just some songs you can't put out because it's copyrighted. I don't really care. So none of this is monetized anyway.
その1ヶ月後、隣室の青年が行方不明になり、捜索願いが出ているのも事実だぞ。
やめろよ。エースの兄ちゃんはなんか理由あって自分探しに旅立ったんだよ。素敵なサムシングなんだよ。いつか一回りでっかくなって帰ってくるんだよ。
And I'm glad the sound quality still sounds pretty good.
そんなかっこいい兄ちゃんにおかしな失踪理由でっち上げるか。なんて少年の腐った女だ。三つ釣り綾子。
And this soundtrack is not, I don't know if it's actually remastered or not. I know that first song probably was, but this one doesn't sound any different from like the original. But maybe they did like remaster a little bit. I can't tell.
Don't do this to poor girl.
Don't do it. Don't tell her.
ああ、 同じマンションの住人がいるのだから間違いない。そうだろう、三辻女。
そういう話だからね。とまあ、私ほど脚色せずとも実際にあった噂話だけで十分ってこと。
Oh yeah.
マキデラは怖がりだからね。三枝さんもその線で攻めてみるといいよ。誰かに聞いたお化けの話とかない？
それなら何個かあります。皆さん窓辺の幽霊って知
The
ってま
window
すか
ghost.
？2学期から広まりだした噂なんですけど。何それ、私は初耳。お化け洋館の人影ですよね。弓道部の1年生たちが話してたような。はい、そのお化け洋館です。なんでも冬季のどこかに使われていない洋館があって、夜中に近づくと2階の窓辺からこうじーっと見つめてくる人影があるそうです。
ああ、人影ってどんな人影よ、ゆきっち。つうかさ、冬季のどこかにある洋館って何？
それは私も知らないんだけど、
Mm-hmm.
あんまり人が寄りつかないお屋敷じゃないかな。
You know, I remember when Fate Stay Night Remastered came out.
実際見た人がいるらしいんだけど、
Let me see the
た
top
また
right.
ま道に迷った時に洋館を見つけたんだって。なんでも
Mm.
周りは木ばっかりで人気がなくて、洋館の2階にいたお化けは女の人だったとか。
Probably servant. I remember the original Fate Stay, oh not the original, the remastered Fate Stay Night. When it first came out, it was completely like screwed up because they used like the wrong coding or something like that, and so all the for like the events, so all the events were like messed up. You had the wrong background, the wrong player, and the wrong text. It was very fun, but I launched the game up within the first day, and it looks like it's not broken, so they learned, which is good.
何それ、人気のない洋館で女が一人？
Mm-hmm.
そんなの遠坂んちじゃん。
That is true.
遠坂、あんたんちお化け屋敷にされてるぞ。
It is kind of like one.
そうなのかな。ごめんなさい遠坂さん、この話って遠坂さんちのことだったの？
It might be.
謝らないで三枝さん。
I wouldn't say no.
私がご近所からそういった扱いを受けているのは今に始まったことじゃないし、
Mm.
牧寺さんのような言われなき中傷にも慣れていますから。
He's used to it by now. Type of haunted house.
じゃあこの話はやめてシートの話にします。最近夜になると
Big sky in the sky above Shinto.
大きな糸みたいのが見えるって話なん
Now that I don't know. Yukiga Saigusa looks around timidly. From the looks of it, she's checking for eyewitnesses.
その糸みたいなのが何なのか見たことある人います？
I wouldn't know. It's probably Archer.
話だけは聞いてるが、あいにくとまだ怪異には出会ってい
I've
る。
not seen what you've seen.
空って夜空？そのセンタービルの屋上に人影が立っていたなんて話じゃないわよね。
She does look Tall Heights.
具体的な例えだね。そりゃセンタービルの屋上に赤い人影を見たって話はよく聞くけど、サイズさんの話は別物じゃなくて？
Ayako meets Azuri and gives them an inscrutable gaze. Rintosaka smiles uncomfortably. She often prefers wearing red clothes. It's already been a half year since the fifth Holy Grail War ended. Yes, this is a great context and very good thing to know. Since it's a sequel, it's been half a year since the fifth Holy Grail War has ended. Is she still going out of control at night?
牧寺先輩は
You'll know why
見たことあ
soon.
りますか？
One thing about this version is that they take out all the H scenes from the Arrow game, which, you know, more or less, they were out of the way within this game. You had to like go to like a special area to see them. But at some point, I feel like one of them is particularly important, but not really. I think I just have attached feelings to it. It's so weird saying that about a scene like that. But this game has none of those. But it does have all the cool mini games that were in the original game, except one, sadly. But the new ones are all there, and you can play it remastered or like updated.
ないだがおそらくは UFO
Yes.
あたしゃ読めたよ。マキデラ、あんたは階段を勘違いしてる。
そうだな。我々がしているのはオカルティックな話であって、コズミックな話ではない。牧野氏、気の毒だ
The
が、
moo
いくら待っ
topic.
ても君好みなムームー話に出番はないぞ。
I don't know what that means either.
読んでない。あんな面白おかしい電波本なんて購読してないよ私。だってあれすっげえつまんねえじゃん。
まあそのつまらないところがある意味たまらないのではあるが。ところで、神と上空の蜃気楼の件だが。
Okay, okay. Everyone shakes their heads. Fortunately, no one here has witnessed it. However, this is feeling I've been having for a while.
そういう噂話なら俺からも一つ。
You say!
昔から郊外の森には城が建っている。
Ah, yes,
という
Ilia's
話
castle.
があるだろう。それに新設が加わったそうだ。何でも城を目指して森に入ると旧帝国軍の亡霊が現れ
Oh,
入ってきたものを戦場に送り出すらし
it's crazy.
い。で、いくつかの関門を乗り越えた勇者だけが幻の城で一泊できてメイド姉妹に解放されるとかなんとか。
Little does he know that is actually foreshadowing to one of the minigames. Question mark?
竜道くん、何？念願の相部屋で
Little does he know it's real.
俺とておかしな話だと思っておるわ。だが
He's telling us his fourth. He's telling us directly. Fourth wall breaking.
嘘だと思うのなら
Attempt it yourself.
一人で郊外に特攻するがいい。
Wow, that wow, that was kind of interesting.
エミヤは今の竜道のヨタ話どう思う？
Oh yeah, and you wonder who we are. We play as Emiya Shiro still. Congrats! Mitsuzu returns to me. I've been silent this whole time, just like thinking and pondering to myself. Man, I couldn't come up with any remarks, so I'm gonna keep to myself, but... Well, Issei wouldn't make it up for you, said. Uru Temple is close to the forest, so it might be real. Oh. Did they mute Emiya again? Hold on, guys. I have to go check if they muted Emiya again. They always do this. Last game, they also muted Emiya by default. Can I not? Here, I need to go find where his... Nope. Wait. Text settings. Okay, go to voices. They muted him again. Great. I don't know what's up with them muting Emiya. I guess they want us to more, like, how do you say this? Become like self-indulgent, not self-indulgent, like self-insert. And so we get to read it.
どうも何も一星が作り話なんてするわけないだろ。
See,
竜道寺は森に近いし、案外本当にあるかもな。
I was like, I don't know why they just keep him unmuted. He has a voice. But, you know, whatever it is, they want to keep it that way. It's not exactly implausible either. I hate to interrupt, but I suddenly remember I need to use the toilet.
あれ、ちょっとトイレ。誰にも気づかれないようにスルッと戻ってくるんで、俺に構わず続けててくれ。いいところでマキデラを脅かすから。
いいじゃん。やれるもんならやってみな。
Like, I feel like the developers hate Emiya's voice something like Nasu or things like, I just hate this guy.
私も女だ。エミヤにゃ負けられないね。
It gives me a bizarre reaction, as always. Like the has been saying the kind of stuff to me ever since I started having lunch with Tokusaka at school. If you're wondering what ending is follows Ataraxia follows, consider all as the option and stop thinking. Yep, good enough. The night chill hits my skin once I step outside. The air in the mountains is colder and sharper than in the city. My foggy-headed, indistinct thoughts, steeped in the cold, awaken as a distinct entity. I look up at the night sky and heave a sigh. I've already walked 20 meters from the room we were all in. From the corridor crossing the temple. Contemplation without any goal in mind is a fresh experience all its own. What should I think about? I guess I'll go over how I got the situation. The most recent event was the training camp. It stemmed from the cultural festival coming up soon. Sakura working hard as a Kido club captain, Yuzuri watching over her, and our strange relationship with the track and field club. After some twists and turns, we gradually settled on holding this joint training camp to prepare for the cultural festival. Issei lent us a space and was invited as a manual labor. I'm just a cook. As always, Emiya. My days have been pretty busy lately, but they've also been undoubtedly peaceful ones. Think back to half a year ago, to the Holy Grail War and everything that happened. It was a war where I both lost and gained something. Enough time has passed that I can calmly reminisce on. The Holy Grail War is all in the past. Fuyuki is free of any sparks of conflict. The Holy Grail War is gone. The Holy Grail is gone. The servants are no longer among us. The dead won't walk again. Time flows on. Daily life just needs change. They're all here. The various factors connecting each of my days. The right way for a human to live is by enjoying the slight changes bridging to yesterday to today. Today to tomorrow. My thoughts ground to a halt. There was another reason of this camping. Yeah, who's that character? You never know. I just spotted something standing in the corner of my eye. It's in the temple court. Couldn't see it clearly from this far away, but a human-like silhouette was running to the woods. It must be one of the temple monks. We aren't the only people at Reno Temple. You thought there was an option. You thought there was about to be an option. We all thought it was going to be an option. No, not today. I think someone is in the courtyard. Worrying about it won't get to me anywhere. I pick up the pace and jog down the corridor. When, just as I'm rounding the corner, I crash into something. Yes! Best character. Best character. Best wife. My brain grinds to a halt. I'm so surprised I don't even know what I'm surprised about. She's so hot! Can't believe she's a married woman. Cancer keeps going. She's so fine and sardonic as always, but it's rare to see her uncovered face. But if I had to say what really surprised me... That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Emiya. That's what I'm saying. Resume my brain functions by talking to myself and continue walking. I empty my mind. I'll finish my business and go back to the camper.
そうして八はよみがえった。村人たちにいびり殺された息子。じゃがよみがえった八には至るところが欠けておった。手も足も臓物も脳みそもなかった。母親は足りない箇所を補うため毎晩捕まえて閉じ込めた村人たちから。
Easy's eyes are shining. Oh boy, indeed. Once you bring up graves, dead bodies, and karmic retribution, no one knows more than he does. Everyone is glued to the story in rapt silence, waiting for the shoe to drop. Bakidira, of course, but even Himuro, Mitsuzuri, and Tosaka seem like they have high tolerance for horror stories. Wait, hold on. Oh, we saw someone there that shouldn't have been there. Everyone's wearing the same expression. I wonder if something odd just happened. Even Mr. Kuzuki is quite listening to Issei's story. But Fujine, our leader.
虎はなぜ強いと思う？生まれつき怖い話なんて怖くないからだ。シロたちは生まれつき怖い話に弱いからそんな特訓をしなければならないのだ。
I would marry her too. Sorry, guys. So she said on the verge of tears, and went off to bed early. A faculty chaperone is skipping out on her job. Still, it wouldn't do for a bunch of boys and girls our age to have a secret meeting in the dark, so she pushed her responsibility onto Mr. Kuzuki.
そうして八八は考える死人になった。だが悲しいかな。ようやく八八が母親の名前を呼べるようになった頃、母親はとうにこと切れておったのじゃ。八八は悲しんだ。よみがえったことはさほど嬉しくはない。ただ苦痛に耐えて自分をよみがえらせた母親が不憫でならなかった。そうして八八は自らと同じよう母をよみがえらせようとしたのじゃが、それだけはどうしてもできなかったのじゃ。母が自分に施した作動を丁寧に繰り返しても、村人たちの肉を二山三山、血を二川三川使おうとも。
なんでだよ
Sorry.
ゾンビは勝手に増えるじゃんよ。かわいそうだから増やしてやれよ。今時母ちゃんが2人になろうが10人になろうが珍しくないよ。
That's crazy.
あとなんで口調変わってんだよ生徒会長。
いいところで水を差すな、マキダラ。この語りは竜道家の決まりなのだ。
さもありな。母親と八八では立ち位置が違ったのじゃ。
Got back into it.
教会の問題でな。いかな邪法秘法を用いようと叶わぬことが一つだけある。それは聖者のみが死者をよみがえらせられるということよ。死者が死者を食ろうて仲間にしたところで生き返らしたことにならぬ。それはすでに人ではなく死体を食うだけの化粧を生み出したに過ぎぬのだ。
He has a point. The dead can't make wishes come true. You can only do that while you're alive. Even the dead are granted a new lease on life. The dead absolutely can't raise the dead. It's always been true. We're living the role of summoning the dead.
それを知らぬ八八は永遠に血肉を集め続ける。よみがえらぬ母親のために今でも竜道で人の手足を集め続けているという話じゃ。これが冬木に伝わるムクロ塚の八八の影山の臓物墓場の言われである。
Issei finishes his story. The candle goes out. It's someone else's turn to tell a tale.
今のはそれなりに聞いたわね。寺の息子が寺に泊まっている時に墓場の話をするとは思いませんでした。
Sorry, y'all. I can't hear any of that. Been pretty back then. If you don't understand what's going on right now, in Japanese culture, or at least there is, they have something like a test of culture, but it's not. They call it Kimodamashi, but this is not like, this is like some kind of sub path of it in like temples where they would have 100 candles and then they would tell 100 horror stories. The Hyaku something I forgot. It is basically like they basically get like everyone gets around. It's usually not 100 or something like that. Usually some amount of horror stories. Everyone just like has one candle, and then when they finish a horror story, they blow it out. And then apparently that might summon some spirits or something like that. But you know, it is. It may not. Maybe do. So it might be a Chinese thing too. I'm not too sure. But yeah, this is what's happening right now.
その大人げなさに脱帽です。
今日はこちらの陣地だからな。
Oh, my turn.
仏敵を打ちのめすためなら使えるものは何でも使う。
Enemies of Buddhism. Who's up next? Doing the time-honored camp tradition of telling scary stories in a circle.
ほら次はエミヤの番。
Alright, I guess I'll start.
生徒会長の後で大変だろうけど、一つ気合の入ったのを頼むわ。
Alright, let's do it, boys.
心配には及びません、三辻先輩。
Gassing up too much.
先輩、階段には強いですよ。夏場に藤村先生を脅かすのに効果的ですか
Oh,
ら。
that's not hard. Makidera. All the eyes turn to me. I know a scary story or two, but it's my first time telling one in front of this many people. Telling stories isn't really my thing to begin with. I can't really spice them up, and I can't even tell if they're interesting.
落ち着いてでいいわよ、エミヤくん。
I'm just so bad at telling stories.
いつも通りでここが土蔵だと思ってればいいんだから。
That's crazy. You're gonna make me blush. Oh well. It's not my thing, but we're having a party. You're to cap off the most fun camp I've ever been to, so...
それじゃあ長い話を一つ。
Step out character. Tell a story for the first time. Extract is made from the middle. The tale begins here. Heaven's Sphere. Act Night 1. Wonder how long I've been crouching. I can't even groan. There's a rotten branch piercing my throat. My tongue was pulled out at the root. They carefully destroyed my vocal cords so I couldn't form any words. I don't even have the liberty of writhing in pain. I've been dismembered from my hips and shoulders. The only living human part of me left is my heart. My body stopped functioning long ago. My sense of pain still works just fine. Living is suffering. Even if only my heart is left, I feel the pain of existence. It's been a long time. They leave me exposed to the elements. Extreme hope and dead end despair. Ridiculous. This despicable hallucination. It's all a misunderstanding, born from an utter lack of perceptiveness and experience. I repeat the pain and comfort. I recall the repetitive drills I apparently undertook in my youth. Heavenward, hellward, westward, eastward. Terribly far and deep, a brilliant paradise when I exit like a cradle. My lack of limbs and my gradual deterioration don't hurt, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid of being nothing. Stand the falsehood of being unable to become anything. I won't be able to produce anything one day. Then this must be suffering for the sake of suffering. Dead body on the verge of death. I desperately wish to keep living while restlessly wishing for death. Long ago, we called this contradiction hell. I hear devil suffer some. If I must confess, she was in a near-death state for a long time. I hear a noise. It sounds like pebbles bouncing in a somehow rhythmic way. Reminds me of an upbeat polka song. I absolutely listen to the sound. Where am I? I can't remember. No, I just don't want to remember. I'm ashamed of how ungainly I am. I'm awake, but I don't even try to rouse my consciousness or my intellect. I focus on my heavy head and limbs. I whip my disobedient body into action. I force my arms to slightly push up my prone body. I seem to have been lying on a sofa. I wonder how long I've been asleep. When I try to remember where I am to begin with. A terrible pain courses through my temples. I feel dizzy, like a hangover after a night of heavy drinking. I have a bad habit of showing off and drinking the night away, even though I'm a lightweight. But fortunately, there's no alcohol left in my body. My fucking shaky mind assesses the situation. Is this a mansion? It doesn't look very familiar. I can't quite remember what I was doing here or why I was asleep. The noise continues. There's no clock in this room. It's dark outside, and my internal sense of time tells me it's after midnight. This room is... it's no use. I can't see very well. Not only are my limbs sluggish, my vision is impaired. I try to inspect the room, but my vision keeps fluctuating, so I can't get a full picture of it. I still try to understand what's happening, and finally, in front of me, I notice someone sitting with their back to me. With the lack of illumination in my poor vision, I can't tell for sure. I managed to make up a male silhouette. The man is sitting here with his head downcast. He's sitting like he's absorbed in a book, and he doesn't notice me. He seems to be puzzling over something. I wonder what he's doing. Slowly, I push myself vertical to see his hands. My limbs recover more easily than my mind and vision. Once I move them, further movement seems easier. The man isn't looking at a book. He's looking at some kind of sliding puzzle. It's a simple game. A picture split into 16 pieces that you shuffle and try to fit back together. A form of amusement for children. Something any given person has probably tried once or twice. The man is absorbed in the puzzle. I stop watching him and rise to a sitting position. Greets me like an old friend. I startle at my own voice. Man snickers. His annoying laugh doesn't upset me. I just look at him, bemused. I should prioritize this question first. I just can't remember why I was asleep. The man frowns. Somehow I can tell, even though I can't really see him, and points to the corner of the room. There's an old, cloudy image of someone there. I move over to the figure with unsteady steps. The pale moonlight stands out in the under room. I see a dirty mirror that looks like it's been abandoned for decades in this house, wherever it is. In it, I see a figure. It's unmistakably me, staring back in amazement. My voice croaks. It's incomprehensible. Why am I so surprised to see the image of myself that I've known for over 20 years? Dark red hair and eyes. Charmless physique that's only good for overpowering other people. Men's suit, worn like armor, as to deny being female. This is the person I've always been. Azette Bragma McRemits, and no one else. Yet, I'm surprised to see myself. Something feels wrong about my reflection. Something is there which shouldn't be there, and something else is missing. Something, somewhere in the back of my mind, I know it's a contradiction. His words erase a faint wrongness I was feeling. Master. Why did I forget that word? 7 mages who fight a miraculous war of survival, bearers of the Holy Grail, commanding the ultimate familiars. I came here to be a master. I came to this island in the Far East to take part in a ritual called the Holy Grail War. The Holy Grail is a sacred relic said to grant its owner's wish, but no one has ever obtained the true Holy Grail. It's only a legend. The Holy Grail summoned in Fuyuki City is a counterfeit of that legend. Still, they call it the Holy Grail because it grants wishes, even if it isn't the original. As far as mages are concerned, its authenticity is of secondary importance. They only care whether this replica has the power or not. By those standards, the Fuyuki Holy Grail is worth pursuing.
かの地にて召喚される第726号聖杯は 新作となる可能性が秘められている。我らが理想とする秩序に基づき、これを人の世より隔離せよ。
The Mages Association I belong to, an independent organization formed to conceal magecraft, made that decision. Holy Grail War in this land is a competition between mages. The Fuyuki Holy Grail War allows a limited number of participants, and the association occupies only one of those slots. Someone specialized in combat might be selected for the position. The most appropriate candidate is a mage known for martial prowess, not academic achievement. The conflict in this far eastern island was simply a nuisance of a ritual, far removed from the internal power struggles of the association. Failure was not permitted, but there was no glory to be gained from this war. They chose me to fight it. I used a family heirloom as my summoning catalyst. Armed with the association's prestige and trust and a sword, I left the association for Japan.
我々はわずかな不安も抱かない。そうだろう？バゼット・フラガ・マクレミッツ。君は優秀な魔術師だ。こと戦闘において君の右に出る者はいない。いては君の立場が危うくなるからね。
He sent me off with devious smiles, as they said they had the utmost confidence and utter contempt for my combat skills. A god's hope. This title, an ancient magical attribute passed down my bloodline, defines my existence.
そうだ。私はマスターとして聖杯戦争に参加した。
That was my mission, to enter the war on behalf of this organization and win it. That was my only mission, I'm sure. So why? With a vague sense that I was searching for something other than the Holy Grail. Something. Someone. I must have wanted to meet someone more than I wanted the Holy Grail. Can't remember. What happened over the last few days? I know who I am now. The memories since coming to Fuyuki are a haze. I remember joining the war as a master, or patrolling the town with my servant. Many parts are missing. The last several days. The memories since arriving in town are shrouded in fog. In the first place, why was I asleep in this mansion?
おーい、いつまでもボケっとしてんじゃねえぞ。時間もねえんだ。さっさと片付けに行こうぜ。
The Shadow's been speaking to me for a while. He's a servant, a hero from the past summoned and given form in order to serve me. A heroic spirit who serves humans, making him the highest order of familiars. It's a path between master and servant, a connection over which magical energy flows. My magical energy, simply put, my life force, allows my servant to act. My body serves as his physical anchor, and I can feel it keeping him in the mortal realm. He's my servant, no doubt about it. Is he really the servant I summoned?
お前は私のサーバントなのか？
I ask him a question, my head pounding.
は？
The servant stands up and examines me, because I finally sense something wrong.
あんたさ、その様子からすると、まだ本調子じゃねえってこと？
The shadow flickers and sputters like a flame. My instincts warn me. This man is my servant. He's no ally. He's a beast who will try to kill his master and get free the first chance he gets. A master-servant relationship isn't built on trust, something more than a transactional relationship. The slightest sign of a flaw or vulnerability in that bond could lead to immediate betrayal.
おい、心配して相棒様が聞いてるんだね。答えるのが筋ってもんじゃねえの？
そうですね。正直に言うと、私の性能は低下しています。運動に支障はありませんが、意識に混乱が見られます。特に昨日の記憶が曖昧だ。
There's nothing to be gained by concealing my memory problems. I'll return my servant's gaze and admit that there's something wrong with me, but I'll hide what I can. I can't reveal the fact that my vision is impaired, nor that my memories are missing, not just unclear. Those are my current weaknesses. The servant realizes them, but probably pounced them right away. The best I can do now is to act as naturally as I can, or to extract intelligence from it. and try to restore my memories.
記憶が曖昧？俺を呼んでおいて何も分かってない。聖杯戦争のことも自分が誰かも分からないってのか？おいおい待てよ、勘弁してくれ。それじゃあズブの素人と組んだ方がいくらかマシじゃねえか。
いえ、自分が何者なのかははっきりしています。あなたを召喚したことも、マスターとして聖杯戦争に参加したことも覚えている。曖昧なのはその後だ。例えばどうして私がここで眠っていたのか、どうもよく思い出せない。
See the facts, showing no weaknesses. See the war. The servant's air suspicion recedes.
質問を返しますが、私はどうしてここで眠っていたのか教えてもらえますか？
なんでかって、そんなもん俺が知るが。この洋館を隠れ家にするって言ったのはあんただし、俺を召喚してすぐ疲れたから休むって言ったのもあんただ。そのあたり覚えてないのか？
I remember looking for this place to make a base of operations before arriving in Fuyuki. This mansion. Yes, this place was a potential location. Consciousness dims. I feel faint when I try to recall my memories. I shouldn't push myself too hard.
この洋館を隠れ家にすると決めたのは私でしょう。それには覚えがあります。そしてあなたを召喚した。
Remember, vaguely. I'm sure I made a pact with a servant in this mansion.
そうそう。ですぐに眠ったんだよあんたは。名前だけ名乗って私が起きるまで行動するななんて言いやがった。おかげでこっちはたまりまくりだ。殺し合いに呼ばれたってのに、なんだってお預け食らってなきゃなんねえのかね。
I only told them my name. More importantly, the servant's behavior is dangerous. He seems belligerent and reliable. I'd be concerned if he enjoyed combat too much.
待ちなさい。確認しますが、私たちは基本的な戦闘方針すら話し合っていなかったのですか？
ないよ。きっと必要なかったんだ。あんたは事前にこの町を調べていたろうし、俺だって聖杯戦争がどんなものか呼び出された時点で頭に叩き込まれてる。要はより早く効率的に手段を選ばず他のマスターどもを殺していけばいいって話じゃんか。相談することなんてねえよ。恐ろしい顔するなあんた。そう睨むなよ、おっかねえじゃん。何？俺気に障ることでも言った？
ええ、あなたとは相互理解が必要なようですね。私のサーバントがそんな考えなしでは腹が立つ。私は教会を代表する魔術師であって猛獣使いになる気はありませんから。
Now my servant with glare. My servant muses and looks away.
ま、相互理解はできないと思うけど。
He murmurs if it doesn't concern him.
いいさ。で、何？教会の代表様はどんな戦いがお好みで？
ことは隠密に、無駄な戦いは行いません。まずは敵マスターの調査を優先。今回の聖杯戦争がどういったものかを把握した後、倒すべき順番を考慮し、撃破に移行します。
Those are my orders from the association. First, I need to investigate the three families administering the war: the Eisenburn, Tosaka, and Makiri masters. Then I'll look into the other three masters. Dialogue might help me in my mages who are willing to give up being masters. They might even be worth securing for the association. In any case, I would be embarrassing myself as an association mage if I took action before I gathered all the necessary information.
は？使いっ走りの犬じゃあるまいし、何悠長に言ってやがる。敵は見つけたら殺すよマスター。結局は潰し合う同業だ。出会ったら最後逃げられないし逃がさないものだろう。
He's right, of course. I agree with him, but can't go against association's orders.
従いなさい。教会は神秘を隠匿するための組織です。下手な騒ぎはできません。それに無秩序に戦えば一般人に犠牲が出てしまう。聖杯の入手は絶対条件ですが、町の人間を巻き込むことは極力避けるべきだ。
This isn't only about the Mages Association. The Elite Church is also involved in the war. When collateral damage occurs, they swiftly suppress the news to allow the ritual to continue undisturbed. But excessive damage would earn their hostility. During the previous war, meaning the Fourth Holy Grail, there was a master who discriminately attacked civilians. It said that the priest serving as the overseer declared that master a foreign enemy and heavily penalized them.
それは手段を選ぶってことかな。俺には思いつかないが、勝ち残るための一環として殺しはしない方がいいとか。
勝ち残るためではありません。私とて魔術師です。必要であれば手は下します。ですが、それでも人として最低限守るべきものがあるでしょう。
ああ、そりゃなんつうか。
He sounds listless. The servant heaves an emphatic sigh.
あんたさ、霊術使ってくんない？私には逆らうな、みたいな。そうしないと、あんたを真っ先に殺しそうだわ、俺。
He growls. This servant means it. He's not thinking about the aftermath. The rule about helping his master out of self-preservation doesn't apply to him. Really after my head. He's telling me to use a command spell to prevent that. Holy Grail grants each master 3 command spells, each of which can be used to issue unbreakable orders. They're a master's trump card that can enforce any command, but there are only 3 of them. Answer instantly.
断ります。飼い犬に命令される主人などいないし、飼い犬に殺される者など主人ではありません。あなたは私のサーバントだ。あなたがどう動くか、あなたがいつ死に挑むかは私が決める。
Turn his bloodlust in equal measure. At any rate, I won't last long if I waste command spells on petty squabbles. Ball my right hand to a fist and inscribe a rune at the floor of my heel, ready to intercept his attack at any time.
なるほどね。なら考え方を変えてみるか。オーケー。俺はあんたのサーバントだ。飼い主には従うよ。
My servant folds easily. Was a little anticlimactic. Ready for a all-out fight, the game might be a good chance to gauge my servant's strength.
なんだよ。それでも文句あんの？
いえ、問題はないけど、本当に私の言葉を理解しているのですか？
ああ、できるだけ死人は出すなってんだろ。それがマスターの方針ってことは理解したよ。で、他にはまだ言っておくことってあるか？
Plenty, in fact, but not as part of discussion about strategy. I could just give him more according to the situation later.
よし、なら行こうぜ。いい加減ここにいるのも飽き飽きだ。
My servant urges me to go into the city. My body still feels unstable, but the city weighs on my mind. I feel as my body craves the freedom to exercise. I've been asleep for so long.
わかりました。細かい方針は状況に応じて変えていきましょう。
Gather myself. I'll leave my pack here for now. I only have a few uses of the blade, and I can't wield it properly in my current condition. Once we identify the other masters, I'll consider who to use it against.
しかしね、できるだけ死人は出すなか。いいね。そうできたら最高かもな。
The servant repeats himself cheerfully.
含みがあるのなら言いなさい。私の方針に意見があるなら、ここで型をつけましょう。
だから理解したって。おっかねえからあんたとはまだやり合わねえよ。けどさ、それは無理なんだマスター。死人を出さないとか周りを巻き込まないとか、あんたがどう頑張ったところでこの町は4日間しか持たないんだから。
4 days?
なんですって。
外に出ればわかる。とっくにそんな状況じゃねえってな。この町の人間は日々溢れ出してる得体の知れない連中にどんどん減らされていってるんだから。
得体の知れない連中ですって。そんなバカな。あなた、私の記憶が曖昧だからとつまらない狂言を。
外に出ればわかる。百聞は一見にしかずだ。
The servant stifles a cackle. When I hesitate, the dark shadow takes my hand and starts walking.
さあ、 聖杯戦争を続けよう。バゼット・フラガ・マグレミッツ。今度こそ君の望みを見つけるために。
Alright. That is the first hour of Fate Hollow Ataraxia. I think we're at 1 minute, 10 minutes, went over a little bit, but I did talk for about 10 minutes at the beginning, basically. There is a lot more to this game. There is a lot more. And as you see, we're already starting with a very interesting premise. We are still in the Holy Grail War. Maybe. Or maybe it's Emiya telling the story of some other person in the Holy Grail, or maybe not. It is now up to you to figure out and go play the game. If you are interested in the sequel to Fate Stay Night, and what this whole thing's all about. So as you see, we follow a new character, Bazit Fragma McRemitz. I don't know how to say her full name. I forgot the middle name. And our unknown servant that we can't even see, just a silhouette of in her eyes. What will happen? I know. Actually, I think I forgot the ending at least, so I think I will have to play this again all the way through. But it is very interesting, I would say. I think Hollow Ataraxia is, in the serious moments, one of, I would say, like, Fate Stay Night is there. Fate Hollow Ataraxia in its good moments are just legendary, I would say. It's may not reach, I would say that while it may not be as expansive or have many expanding routes as Fate Stay Night, Hollow Ataraxia, for what it's worth, what it is as an addition to the original story, is just another golden gem, I would say. So I do implore you, if you've played the first game, you've done all the routes, do play this game. And its serious moments amazing, and it's silly and extra moments is fan service and everything for all the other characters that you know and love in the first game. It's a bunch there too. I think I saw on Twitter once, well, Fate Hollow Ataraxia is Fate at its most. It's Fate as its Fate. So once you play this game, you kind of understand, oh yeah, this is the series. You get to really enjoy the expansive world of Fate. And so I'm going to go ahead and leave it off there, folks. Thanks so much, everyone, for coming by and watching for an hour or so. If you enjoyed this, next week we got other stuff happening. But I implore you, please, if you played the first game, or if you haven't, if you're not playing Fate Stay Night, I implore you to go play Fate Stay Night. It's a long game, but after that, come play the Fate Hollow Ataraxia. You're going to enjoy it too. That link down in the description, down below, it's probably the first link there. That's the Steam page of the game. You can also buy it on Nintendo Switch and maybe other consoles, I'm not too sure. But I have the Steam link down below. Right now, it's on sale, 10% off. As of talking right now, as of the game, as of August 6th, Wednesday. And it will probably be on sale for a little bit. And if you have Fate Stay Night Remastered already on Steam, you will also get another 10% off if you buy the bundle. And if you have the game already, it doesn't like buy the first game again. It just buys the new game with another 10% off, so like 20% off, which is a great deal, I would say, quote unquote. Or you can go play Fate Stay Night, and then at some point, both of them will be on sale for 50% off, and some summer sale in a couple years from now. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love Fate Hollow Ataraxia, and I hope you do too. And I'll be signing off. So yeah, I need to go find the button now. Bye bye.